welcome you guys all to our Saturday masterclass training. Again, my name is Jamal Mumford, National Executive out of Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm very, very excited to be with the family this morning, and definitely excited for the training today. In the absence of Mr. Kim Satchel, our wonderful diamond that's about to hit national diamond. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And right now he's in New York at a training out there in Newark, New Jersey. And so, you know, him and I have been running this thing for a long time. And so he asked me to step in and do a training this morning, as I know I can come up here and definitely share some things with you guys so we can continue to grow our Project 4000 that we're on our goal to. And the numbers are coming in. I talked to him, you know, and we always talk, and this is an entire group. We're doing very well, and people are getting on the webinars, and we just want to take it to third gear now. We want to take it to high gear now, and if all of us put our energies together, we can create a dynamic team where we all can start reaching some level, and that's what everybody's looking forward to doing. So as well as some announcements, guys, just again, you know the calls that's going on. As you see, I have the flyer up on the screen here as we're doing our 40 days, 40 nights campaign, Project 4000 right now. So every day we're doing webinars, every single day, 7 days a week. Okay, we're doing 2 webinars a day at 3 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. right here, exactly where you are right now on the teamwebinar.com, or you can also join in by telephone as you see it here on the graphic here. And if you don't have the graphic, definitely ask your upline, diamond, or leader to send you this graphic so you can have all of the call times and webinar times, so you can have that and pass out to your new members. Because when someone signs up in your business, it's called duplication. You want to duplicate yourself. So you want your leaders, you want your team members, you want your new recruits, you want your new agents to also know. So you send them a flyer, some information, they can also have it. Just keep abreast of all the calls that's going on throughout the week. I mean, I'm really big on personal development and skill sets. So I believe when somebody says, how many calls should I get on? You should get on every single call you possibly can, you know, and to make no excuses. So if there's a call going on, even if you don't want to hear it, still hear it anyway, because I promise you every single call is going to do nothing but grow you more and more and more. So we got our calls starting on Sunday. You have your call at Sunday nights, the Diamond training call that takes place every Sunday night at 9 p.m. with Mr. Spencer Iverson, Mr. Mark Sterling. They're doing those calls and other diamonds. Monday through Friday, you have your morning vitamin calls. That's at 7:45 a.m. every morning, Eastern Standard Time. Then we, you know, myself and Kemp do a personal development call every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Then you have some leaders are doing power lunch calls at noon. You know, now I'm not going to give you all information. I'm not going to give it here, but I'm just letting you know. So if you're interested in finding out, you go out there, call your leader, and ask them about these calls. And if they want you to plug into them, you know, I don't want to, you know, overstep anything from my team. Okay. And then obviously at nighttime, we have our 2 webinars with Creators of Wealth at 3 p.m. and 9:30 p.m., as well as the corporate call that goes on at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. And then obviously, if you're here right now, you know, we have this masterclass training call every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have the ability to get on all these calls throughout the week. So you have enough time to really motivate yourself and get yourself in the game, keep yourself in the game. And that's very important, guys. I want you guys to write down this acronym. You know, many of you may know I'm a life coach. I do a lot of life coaching and life skills coaching. And I want you to write this down, ITG. Write the acronym down, ITG. Okay? And what that acronym stands for, in the game. And I'm going to talk about today, and Kemp asked me to really talk about the 40 days, 40 nights, because I've been in the network marketing industry for now over 15 years now. And I know when I wasn't having success and when I started having success, one of the things that I learned from my coaches is that you have to be ITG. You have to be in the game. And see, folks, there's just some things that just the way it's the way it is because it's the way it is. You know, so you have to be in the game. And so, see, so you look at someone like Kobe Bryant, who's now retiring from the NBA after 20 years, right? Now, when and I really wasn't a big Kobe Bryant fan, to be honest with you, but I always give him his credit, because when Kobe was on that court, okay, you could tell he was in the game. He was zoned focus. You could tell that when he wasn't on the court, see, they say you only see his glory on the court, but the glory is built behind the stage. See, you only see the glory. The leader is built behind the stage, right? So you can tell that he was a guy that when he was not on that court, he was practicing his foul shots. You know, he was practicing his dribbles. He was practicing the plays in his head. He was practicing his dunks. He was practicing. So now when he got on the stage, he was in the game. And those of you who want to be in the game the most are going to make the most money and going to have the most success. You have to be in the game. So you can't really say, when somebody say, well, y'all got all these calls going on. Well, the thing about it is actually, if you're on all the calls, you're going to be more in the game than anyone else, because one thing that happens, especially with vacation right now, this company is soaring right now. And if you miss 1 week of conference calls, you could be behind so fast that you don't even know what happened, right? How many, if you're just not hearing about the 40-day, 40-night plan, well, guess what? We started on December 1st. You're already 5 days behind, right? So it's very important to be in the game. And folks, let me tell you something. And when you have your team sign up, if you're not in the game, see, I learned this early on. See, I used to try to tell my team to do things that I wasn't doing. And my coach said, your team don't do what you say, they do what you do. So you want to make sure that you are in the game, because it's something about that it just happens. It just happens in the unseen world that when you're doing it, your team does it. See? So make sure you stay in the game. So we got the 40 days, 40 nights. That's what we're doing right now. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because this is very important that we understand. I want to teach you how to maximize this 40 days, 40 nights. See, now I was showing, and if any of you came early on the call, and I'll play this video again, and definitely go on YouTube and watch this video over again by John Maxwell. See, John Maxwell, if you really want to learn about leadership, he is probably the world's renowned teachers on leadership. And he wrote a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He has so many leadership books out there. But the one thing he said was, one thing he taught me was about the law of the Mo. The law of the Mo. And so what that means is, and the Mo is abbreviated for momentum. And I want you to write down the word momentum. See, if in this business, and I'm going to be honest with you about this business, it's easier to build the business fast than slow. Say it again. It's easier to build the business fast than slow. Because what happens is, if you build slow and you're doing one person here, what happens is, by the time you sign up that second person, I'm going to tell you something. How many of y'all know that first one will quit by the time you sign up the second person? But see, like, so when I came back in the vacation family, oops, my phone, let me put it on mute here. When I came back into the vacation family, right, the first thing I did was I signed up 35 people within about 40 days. Right away. Why? Because I know that out of those 35, right, there's a big percentage that was going to what? Quit. They were going to quit. Okay? Because what happens is see, momentum will cause you to have accelerate. And why you want to have momentum? Because those who are not, people who are slow want to catch on to the speed. They're going to either flow into the river or they're going to fall off. But you want to have momentum continual in your business. So that's why I said, get yourself energized, right? Keep yourself, because high energy equals what? High income. Low energy equals low income. High momentum will get you growing your business faster. Low energy, low momentum will cause your business to go slower. And what will happen is, in a matter of time, you won't have a business. So it really takes you come into your business with momentum. Okay? And that's how I was showing the video. So definitely go and look up the video, and I'm gonna play at the end of the class today. So if you guys will stick around and watch it, you can definitely do that. So 40 days, 40 nights. That's what we're doing. We got a project 40 days, 40 nights. Project 4,000. Okay, and our goal is to want to put 4,000 people into the network and to our team over the next 40 nights. Okay, so what has to happen is what you're going to have to understand here. And look at my notes here. Is that this is one of the guys, the best time to build your business right now. It really is. This is the time when you want to make some sacrifices with your family. Let them know that, you know what, I'm going into tunnel focus. I'm going into tunnel vision right now because I have to build faster, right, than I'm building right now, because I understand that right now we're doing 2 webinars a day. And so this is the time you want to maximize your leadership and you want to maximize the opportunity, because this is the best time to grow your business with what we have right now. Okay? So you want to get involved in the momentum right now. Because see, one thing about momentum, as John Maxwell said in the video, and I remember him saying a long time ago when I was at his convention, he said, huge momentum make weak leaders look strong. Huge momentum make weak leaders look strong. And guys, if you're chatting in the room, I would ask that you kind of keep the chat regarding the material, and so that other people who are on the room they're staying focused. So just kind of bear with me. If you want to chat about something, or just text them or Facebook them, but please don't have off conversations within the chat room. It's kind of distracting to the other people that's trying to learn. I just ask you to do that, okay? So huge momentum make weak leaders look strong. Because you could be a person that says, Jamal, I'm not as good. I'm not doing conference calls. I'm not in the front of the room. But if you now have momentum, okay, and what does momentum look like? Momentum is you put in 3 to 5 people on these webinars every single day. Put in because now, first of all, you got your list done. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your list of 100 people. You're going to have your list down. Because if you're in this business, every one of you should have watched the 4 Steps to Success by Mr. Spencer Iverson. Does everybody know has everybody watched the 4 Steps to Success? I hope you have. If you have not, they are in your back office. If you don't know about it, make sure you call your sponsor and tell them, where do I find the 4 Steps to Success? Okay? Once you find the 4 Steps to Success, the one thing they first tell you is you want to be, step 2, you want to make your list of 100 names and resources. So once you got those names down, your goal, especially right now with the 40 nights, now I'm going to show you how simple it is, especially with our vacation voucher program, that it's going to be easy for you to build right now with this 40 nights, because now with the vacation voucher program, we've taken all of the thinking, all of the major skill sets on communicating and how to prospect, how to form a prospect, how to ask these questions. We're taking all off the table, because all you got to do is simply offer them a vacation package. And that's it. And I'm going to walk through that with you in a second here. Okay? So right now that you have the opportunity, this is the time right now, gentlemen, that you want to put as many people into your pipeline. See, folks, prospecting, recruiting is the lifeline of your business. Remember that. Prospecting and recruiting is the lifeline of your business. Okay? So when you're looking at what should I be doing right now, the best thing you could be doing right now, and what's vital signs, like vital signs to your body, like you got to have blood, right? You got to have your heartbeat got to go. Those are vital signs, right? In the medical world. Well, in the network marketing industry, prospecting and recruiting is the lifeline of your business. So make sure, sometimes I get off track, and the leaders, we get off track sometimes because we get so focused on managing sometimes, and we forget about the lifeline is new people bringing in new people. Because as it's always been said to me, see, a recruit is not a recruit until you get that recruit to recruit. So if you have 10 people team and you're just happy that you recruited them and now you go into management mode, well, you can't really consider that recruit. See, I have learned I cannot consider a recruit until I get that person to get their first person. Because until they get their first person, their commitment level and they really serious about the business doesn't really get full effect, because now once they got that first person in, now I know they got some commitment to it. Because now they got to help that person grow in their business. So it's very important that you keep your pipeline filled. So if this is your pipeline of your prospects, right? Here's my bottle of water. Well, I'm already halfway empty. And your goal is to have your pipeline filled with as many people in it. Why? Why, Jamal? Because it's called the 80-20 rule. Write this down, the 80-20 rule. Okay? The 80-20 rule. In fact, it's in the business world. See, folks, as I say, I live by principles and laws. And see, in this business, it's called the 80-20 rule. And see, I said it's easier to build fast, because the 80-20 rule will always be in effect. So if you only talk to 2 people a day, okay, now the 80-20 rule simply says that 80% of the people that you're going to talk to about your business are going to say no. That's just the name of the game. 80% of the people you talk to. So if you talk to 10 people, likely 8 of them are going to say no thank you, right? 2 are going to say yes if you talk to 10. Well, if you only talk to 5 people, guess what's going to happen? Probably four going to say no, and you're going to struggle to get that one. This is when I remember I was at a meeting the other day, and Michael Jameson won the diamonds. You know, he's a regional diamond vacation, and I remember when he said it. He just shocked because he said, "Hey, I made $50 today in my business. I made $50. Why? Because I know it in myself." See, when people say, "Jamal, how'd you sign up 35 people?" Well, I documented my paperwork. I don't have it with me, but I documented it. And without even knowing it, because I wasn't really counting my numbers, but when I saw that I had 30, I realized, folks, I actually talked to 105 people. I exposed 105 people about my opportunity, and guess what? I had 30. We'll adjust a little bit because based on your skill sets. So mine was more like 70-30, because I've been doing this a little while longer, right? So it can actually adjust. But for anybody average, it will average out that 8 out of 10 people you talk to. So if you look at my numbers, out of 105 people, right? Every 8 that I talked to told me no, but 2 out of every 10 told me yes. So now I got the 30. Now in my case, 3 out of every 10 told me yes. And folks, this is the truth that I want to give you, because, and thank you, Latia, numbers don't lie. The numbers will never lie. So if someone tells me, when I see someone that's struggling in the business, as Mark Sterling said, he said, you may be, see folks, don't beat yourself up so much. Don't beat yourself up so much. You're doing the right thing. You're just not doing enough of it. Write that down. See, you're doing the right thing, as Mark Sterling said. You're just not doing enough of it. So anytime I'm looking at myself and saying, why isn't my team growing? Why am I not hitting the next level? I know for myself, even me personally. Jamal, you're doing the right thing. You're just not doing enough of it. So what does that mean? You got to go out there and get more no's. Because the more no's you get, you guys all know the cliche. You've been around the industry enough. The more no's you get, the closer you're going to get to a yes. So go ahead and get through those no's. Go ahead and call those family members. Start calling that chicken list. Go ahead and I'll even say, listen, I even throw this out there. Hey Sharon, listen, this may or may not be for you. I say out the gate, this may or may not be for you. See, I already go out here and set myself up that I'm accepting that if you say yes or no. Hey Sharon, this may or may not be for you, but I have something I'd like for you to check out. See, this may or may not be for you, but XYZ. See? So you say that. So with the 40-day, and why I'm saying, so with the 40-day, 40 nights, right now we have, and I got to pull up the slide on the vouchers, so give me a second here while I pull the slide up. And I'm showing you how you want to build fast with this, with the voucher program. Let me just pull up the slide here. Because this is the best time to build momentum. As you see here, we now have vacation vouchers that we're going to give out. Why I say it's easier to build now, and this is I'm telling you guys, because after the 40 days, 40 nights, we're going to go back to our 3 webinars a week, right? The vacation vouchers will still maybe be there, but everything won't be at such a high level as it is right now. So you want to ride the wave right now that we have going right now. Trust me, I've been in this industry for 15 years. I know when promotions are at stake, when a company got a promotion, when a team got a promotion going, that's the best time for you to build your business. Because you got all this energy, you got all the synergies taking place at one time. Okay, so right now we got this vacation voucher program, along with the 40-day, 40 nights. So Jamal, how does this work? How do I get into momentum? Well, folks, let me tell you one thing. You have to write your list out. This is something that I remember I was in, for my first 6 years in the industry, I never wanted to make a list. I tried to do it from my phone. I tried to go through my phone and do one of these numbers. Let me scroll through my phone book, and let me see who I want to talk to today. And this is what ends up happening. You keep scrolling, and I have 3,000 people on my phone right now, right? I have 3,000 contacts, right? And I'm just scrolling. And I'm just scrolling. Who should I call? Nah, I don't want to call John. I don't want to call Joan. I don't want to call Vicky. Not Amir. I don't want to call Sharon. That's what happens. But if I sit here and I make my list, now I'm committed to going down the list, and I'm going to call each person on that list. So One thing I learned, even, and I'm giving you vacation training. I'm handing to you. I'm giving you a hand clue why you need to go to all your trainings. See, you're missing out when you're not going to your events. Because I'm going to give you the teachings I'm getting from Vacation Diamonds right now. But because I go to all the events, that's why I can give you this information, because I now learned it. The one thing that JP said, JP Watkins, not JP Watkins, what's her name? I'm getting her name. Pickens. I'm getting her name. I get all the mixed up. But we were at the meeting, and she said, you got to continue to make a new list. Even Shania said, you have to make a new list. Because right now, folks, you want to make a separate list for the 40-day, 40 nights. Jackie Pippins, thank you, Jamal. I was getting everybody mixed up, right? And I know it's a JP, J&P. We got so many JPs walking around. I got like 5 JPs, right? Okay. So you want to make a separate list for the 40-40 plan. Why? Because the people who said no yesterday, they will say yes to a free vacation. Trust me when I tell you. They may have said no, I've been doing it this week. People that said no, I'm not interested, when I ask them if they want a vacation, they say yes. Now, what you don't know is a lot of them came into the video, the opportunity already with their preconceived notions. I know what you're trying to do because they've been around the game maybe. So they're already gonna say, you know what? I'm already gonna say no. But now when you say, in order to get this vacation, all you gotta do is listen to a 30-minute presentation. So let's go through it. So now why I'm telling you why it's important to make your list now, because now you're going to go through your list today, and can you imagine if you just, now folks, I'm going to tell you something, I know it. It's impossible for you to go through your list. You can go through 20 names a day. You can go through 50 a day. If all you're doing is calling and asking, hey, Ashura, would you like to win, would you like to have a free 3-day, 2-night getaway for 2 people? No obligation. And of course, her follow-up question is going to be, what's the catch? Well, all you have to do is listen to a 30-minute presentation, and you automatically, just for listening to the presentation, you're automatically going to get a free 3-day, 2-night getaway. I didn't say, do you want to make some extra money? See, the lingo has changed. Now, when we're not in the momentum phase, when we're not this 40 night, I'm going to use the normal prospecting techniques. Hey, June, if you can make extra $300 to $500 honestly, would it work 20 minutes of your time? Hey, June, are you open to extra multiple streams of income? Hey, June, knowing what you know about, if you could be involved with Priceline before it got started, would you have done that? Knowing what you know about Priceline today, would you have liked to be a part of Priceline before? Yes. See, I'm not using that lingo at this point. All I'm doing now, because I'm in momentum phase, it's about getting hundreds and hundreds of people in front of, well, Jamal, I want to run through all my people. What happens when February comes? You find new people. Because if you understand, one thing they said is you should always be adding to your list every day. So when people say, Jamal, I don't have nobody to talk to, that's impossible. It should be impossible, because you should always be adding at least 2 names every single day to your list. See, folks? So you should always be adding people. So now, if I'm in a supermarket, if I'm at the grocery store, I'm going to prospect the cashier. Hey, are you open to multiple streams of income? Would you like to have a better 2016 than 2015? Yes. If you're serious, give me a name and number, and I'm gonna give you a call later on. Right? Because you should always be adding to your list. You should never run out of people. God did the best ever. Is God keeps on bringing people to the earth every single day. So there's people everywhere, and that's your lifeline of your business is people. So all I'm saying is, hey, Ashura, would you like a free 3-day, 2-night getaway? Absolutely. Who's going to? Now I had one person say no, but that's fine. I keep it moving. Yes. What's the catch? All you got to do is watch a 30-minute presentation, okay? And you want to get a free 3-day, 2-night getaway just for looking at my project for 30 minutes. I'm working on a huge project. I'm working on a huge project right now, and I'm giving away free. See, this is how I said. I'm working on a huge project right now. I'm giving away free 3-day, 2-night vacations for anyone just for taking a look. No obligation. Now, I throw the word no obligation out there because one thing I learned in business and when it comes to prospecting is you learn to handle the objection before it's presented to you. That's something else. Okay, I'm learning to handle the objection before before it comes up. So I'm going to say, all you got to do is listen to a 30-minute presentation, no obligation. Why? Because if I say that ahead of time, they already know, okay, I don't have to sign up. There's no commitments. That's why now I should sell timeshare. And that's why the timeshare industry works so well. I thought the timeshare industry would have burnt out by now. But it still works. Because some of you, how many of you still go to a timeshare presentation? Because you know they told you you can come see a 90-minute presentation. We're going to give you a vacation for $240 for the week. And all you got to do is watch 90-minute, no obligation presentation. Okay? Complimentary. I like that. Complimentary. See? A complimentary 3-day, 2-night getaway. Okay? Right? Make it yourself. Make it fit. You know, you have to say it the way I say. Make it fit your lifestyle. Make it, you know, you want to be genuine. You want to be like a telemarketer. Hey, June, this is Jamal. How are you today? Would you like a free 3-day, 2-night getaway? Click. Okay? Vicky, I'm sure it's your computer, not mine, because I think everybody else is hearing, so you may have to reboot your computer or close the window, open it back up again, because I don't think anybody else is not hearing, so you have to reboot your computer or go out and come back in again, okay? So once they say yes, what do I got to do? Now you're going to say, what's better for you? 3 o'clock or 9:30. One thing about sales folks is always assume the sale. In other words, always assume a yes. Do not get on a call thinking no. See, because if you assume a yes, you're going to speak in the direction of yes. So once a person says, yes, what do I got to do? What are you available? What's best for you? 3 o'clock or 9:30. I'm already shifting. I'm not even asking June, you know, or sure. I'm not even asking you, oh, all this other question. No. Once she says, I'm interested, okay, are you available at 3 o'clock or 9:30? 2 options. That's 2 options. Okay? For what? Well, that's the 2 times you can read the presentation, because you have to read the presentation in order to get the Mary getaway. You 3 o'clock or 9:30. Now, you locked that prospect, you locked that person into 2 options. She says 9:30, great. Okay, so I'm going to give you the details to watch the presentation at 9:30. So at 9:30, I'm going to resend you the information. I'm going to confirm with you at 9:30. Okay, and then all you got to do now. Listen to Short now. Now, see, folks. Write this word down, urgency. See, the reason why I was able to put 35 people in the network and when I first came back in a vacation in 30 to 40 days was because I learned how to create urgency. Now, notice I didn't say emergency. I said urgency. See, emergency is when you're on the phone and you're hyperventilating and you're sounding like a salesperson, or you're trying to get them in. You're like trying to force them. You're trying to beg them. That's emergency. And it doesn't work. People will run away from you all day long. But urgency is this. Hey, Monique, listen, in order to get your 3-day, 2-night getaway, make sure you're on the webinar 5 minutes prior to it starting. Okay? Now, first I want to make sure, Monique, do you have a computer? No, I don't have a computer. That's great. We also have the presentation available by phone. See, make sure you get that out the way, because you don't want to get to the point where people, they say, well, I didn't have a computer. Now you say, oh my God, I didn't know that. So you want to have these things already in your dialogue, in your arsenal. So once they say, what's better for you, 3 o'clock or 9:30? 9:30, great. Do you have a computer? No, I don't. Okay, well, listen, let me give you the number that you're going to call in at 9:25. Now listen, Monique, a code is going to be given on the call. You must get this code, because this is going to be the way we're going to verify that you listen to the presentation. Now, this is big. I'm telling you something. This is perfect. This is big here. This is big. This is big. I'm telling you, it works. See, because Tim Sells has a CD series called The Professional Inviter, and he talks about how to get people to show up at your meetings, how to get people to show up for a conference. See, you have to set up the person to know that it's a big loss if they don't show up. So for instance, hey, Monique, listen, there's going to be a code giving out in the beginning of the call. You have to make sure you're on this call, because folks, because here's the end result. I'm kind of jumping back and jumping forward. I'm trying to go forward and backwards. The end result is, even if they tell you no, you want to make sure they heard all of the information. Why? Why? You know why? Because even if they say no, you want to have the whole vacation opportunity implanted in their subconscious mind, that if they go book a trip, if they down and out and they want to make some extra money, you want to make sure they hear the whole thing so that if anything ever comes up, the first thing they're going to do is say, oh, you know what, Shirley, I remember a year ago, she sent me on this presentation, but if Shirley got on the call and she only heard the last 15 minutes and she missed the whole part about how she saved on her travel, now all of a sudden she's booking travel and you're like, hey, you never called me. I didn't know you was a travel agent. Girl, weren't you on the call? Oh, girl, I got on 15 minutes late. I didn't even know it was covering that. So I'm going to say, Shirley, listen, make sure you're on the call at 8:20 and 9:25 because they're going to give out a code that you're going to need this code. Now, folks, is there a code given out? No, there's not a code given out. There's not a code given out. And maybe I will talk to Camp about, maybe we'll give out a code just for sakes. Maybe we'll give out a code. Maybe I'll tell Camp, for those of you who say, well, Jamal, it's a lie. Okay, I mean, I know some of you may think it's a lie, and I don't look at it that way because, see, I know how people are. See, when you understand the psychology of the prospect, see, this is the book, the psychology of the prospect, because, see, if they know they're getting a free deal, you know how folks are, folks. What are they going to do? They're going to short circuit. They're going to call you back at 10 o'clock and say, I listened to the information, and you're going to go give them a vacation voucher, and you missed the process. The process is that the vacation is just the carrot to get them on a call. But you want them to hear all of the information. Okay? So make sure you're on the call because they're going to give a code. You're going to need this code in order to get the vacation voucher. So now Monique gets on the call at 9:25. She's on there and she's listening for that code the whole entire time. And she's listening intently, right? Because she's listening for what? That code. So folks, let me tell you something else. Let me tell you something else this does. It shows posture. I'm teaching you posture right now. See, when you people who have posture know how to convey urgency. So when I say, make sure you're on the call at 9:25, what's better for you, 3 o'clock or 9:30? I'm locking you into a time because I'm conveying posture. Because I'm a business person. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have time for games. If you're in or you're out. See, they say amateurs sell, professionals sort. So I'm sorting you to see if you're the person I'm looking for, right? I'm locking you in, exactly. So I locked you into a time. Now, do you have a computer or do you have a computer that has internet availabilities? What am I doing? See, the person that's asking the most questions are in control of the conversation. See, I'm not giving you a chance to ask me any questions because I'm asking you questions right now. Do you have a computer? Yes. Does it have internet access? Why is that important? Because they can't get on the webinar if they don't have internet access. Okay? Can you be by your computer at 3 o'clock or 9:30? Which one works best for you? Neither. Okay, great. How about tomorrow? Now, I'm only going to give you they got to answer. I'm only going to give you a 2-day window. Now, in my own teaching, if they can't do either one of those windows, see, I'm not going to push them to the side. I'm going to put them on the 24-hour video. Because, see, as I'm going down my list, I don't want to have to keep going back and trying to go back and go forward. My goal is to get everybody in front of the information. How they get the information, it doesn't matter to me. They say, well, I'm available at 9 o'clock, but not 9:30. Well, guess what? I'm going to put them on the corporate call. So you should already see, what I'm telling you folks is in your gun, you should already have all your bullets loaded. And the person who has all their bullets loaded is going to make the most money because they're ready for their prospect to say any and everything. That's why training is so important. That's why skills are so important. Now, see, I wasn't always like this. I had to develop this way. So now I'm always ready. My mentor said, always ready to say something. Never have dead air on the phone. Because I'm asking questions. Okay, you got a computer. 3 o'clock, 9:30. Which one works best? 9:30. Okay, great. Okay, and you need to be in front of your computer at 9:25 p.m. because they're going to give out a code, and you need to have this code in order to get the complimentary vacation voucher. Got it? Now here's another part I'm going to give you. Hey, Monique, if you cannot make the call at 9:30, I'm going to go ahead and lock you in for the call tonight. I'm going to go ahead and lock you in. I'm going to go ahead and give you a spot on the call. Now, Monique, I need you to do one thing. Now, Monique, I'm very serious with you. If you cannot make the call at 9:30, you need to call me back and let me know so I can make sure I give this vacation to someone else and it won't get wasted. Because I got to make sure that spot gets filled because I only have a limited amount of seats. See, never make sense. Oh, we got to call for hundreds of people. No, I only have a limited amount of seats available for the call tonight. I have 5 seats. You make the number up. I have 5 seats. Okay, if you cannot make it, you have to call me back so I can make sure somebody else gets that seat. Monique, can we agree to that at least? I can agree to that. See, what am I doing? I'm showing posture. I'm showing posture. So a lot of you are missing out because people are not taking you serious because you're not exercising posture. That's why when it comes to business, this is not the time to be all lovey-dovey. No, this is business. It's not personal because I'm a professional. I'm sorting you out rather than trying to sell you. I'm sorting you. Because if you can't call me, if you can't give me a courtesy phone call to say, Jamal, I'm not going, why am I doing that? So I want you to call me back because this is, listen, if you want the vacation, I'm giving you something, you can at least, I'm throwing you to court, throw me the ball back, right? So they get on the call, they watch the presentation. Now, immediately after the presentation, Monique, whoever, I need you to call me back immediately so I can get your vacation activated for you. Notice what I said. I need you to call me back immediately after the call so I can get your vacation activated for you. Okay? Now, as you see here, we're going to cover this. They must stay the entire presentation. Let them know that. Okay? They're going to send an email to Millionaire Travel Group. Now, what I know is you want them to call you because what's going to happen is you're now going to get them on the phone with one of the leaders on the team. And if you own the Creators of Wealth website, go to creatorsofwealth.com, again, spelled with a K, not a C. If you click on contacts, you will see all the leaders that are available to do three-way calls. Now, if you have an upline, I'd rather you work with your upline. If they are in the business, they are at the point they can do three-way calls, I would work with my upline because you have a higher chance of getting them on the phone than maybe calling a leader outside somewhere else that may got other things going on. Okay? But now here's the thing. Once they call you back, so all you're going to do is say, now when they call you back, now in normal circumstances, you would say, hey, Monique, did you watch the whole presentation? I'm always going to ask them, hey, Monique, did you listen to the whole presentation? Why do I ask that question? Because if Monique says no, guess what? I'm going to abort and I'm going to say, okay, when can you watch the whole entire presentation? Why is that important, everybody? Because if you don't let Monique go through the steps, you're going to miss out. Because my whole goal is not to get Monique to in the business. My goal is to make sure Monique sees the entire presentation. So tomorrow, when she got to book a trip or she's looking to make some extra money, the first person she thinks about is what? Yours truly. I got 2 phone calls this week. People say, Jamal, I want to get back in the business. Or Jamal, what are you doing? Hey, Jamal, are you still a travel agent? Why? Because at least I prospected them. See? So one thing, the guy said this in a meeting, I think Michael James said again, he says, you can't control the results, but you can control the activity, your activity. You can't control the results, but you can control your activity, right? So now, Monique calls me back. I say, Monique, did you listen to the whole entire presentation? Wow, wasn't that some good stuff? Be excited. Be energetic. That's why I say, folks, you got to encourage yourself. If whatever you got, don't ever get on the, listen, folks, if you just had an argument with your husband or your wife, don't make a phone call because your facial expression is going to come through the phone. Always make sure you're in a positive mindset before you get on that phone, anytime you get on a phone call. If you're in a bad mood, don't make a phone call. Trust me, don't do it. I promise you, don't do it. If you're depressed, you're upset, don't do it. I promise you. I got a video I did on prospecting, and I show examples when you smile on the phone. Hey, Monique, how's it going? Hey, look at my face. Now look at this. Don't I sound different? If those of you that can see me, hey Monique, how's it going? Yeah, did you listen to the presentation? You did? All right. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get you on the phone with my leader so I can get it activated. See? Hey Monique. How's it going? I'm doing well. Listen, Monique, did you listen to the whole presentation? You did? Oh my, wasn't that exciting? Oh, listen, girl, I'm so excited. Listen, let me go and get your vacation activated. I know you're excited, but listen, I just can get your vacation set up for you. But that was some good stuff, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Hold on one second. See how my smile, it comes to the phone. I sound louder. I sound stronger. I sound more energetic because I'm smiling while on the phone. Practice that, folks. Go in the mirror and practice making your calls in front of the mirror and watch your facial expressions. Are you smiling when you're talking? See, the whole time I'm talking to you right now, I'm smiling. You can still talk while you're smiling. You can do it. See? But if you're frowning, it comes across. Did anybody notice my voice tone change when I just started frowning? When I just started looking serious? Well, I'm not a happy person. I'm not as energetic as you, Jamal. Okay, to each his own. But it's been said, high energy equals high income, and low energy equals low income. See, some of you, I talk to you on the phone, and I can hear in your voice. See, Monique, if I pick on Monique, because just the other day, me and Kim called Monique, and it was like Monique is always high. Kim said, Jamal said, hi. You know, it's just how she is. See, her high energy always brings her results because she's always in high energy. When I love talking to Monique on the phone because she's always energetic. Okay, and she's only 25 years old. What's going to happen when Monique turns 50? Oh my goodness. Oh, I know what happens. They say when you turn 50, you lose energy. Right, Monique? So when you turn 50, Monique, I guess you're going to lose energy. That's what they say. But we all know the truth, right? Okay? But anyway, they're going to call you back, okay? And they're going to, now you're going to put them on the phone with your sponsor. And all you're going to do is say, hold on, Monique, let me go ahead. I got to make the phone call to go ahead and, I'm going to make a phone call to go ahead and get your vacation validated. Do you have the code to give to the person? They didn't give me a code. They didn't. But don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to don't worry about it. See what I'm doing? Don't worry about it. Let me call them anyway and see if they can still get it to you. See, but I set it up beforehand, but I already got her because she already listened to all the information. That's all I wanted her to do, right? But I created urgency in the beginning, right? So don't worry about the code. They didn't give it to you. Don't worry about it. Let me see if I can still get it validated for you. I'll just explain it. Hey, Mr. Satchel. Yes, I have Monique on the phone. She watched the presentation. She watched the presentation, and she's ready to get her vacation validated. That's it, folks. You're not calling saying, hey, this is not the normal three-way call. And Kent wanted me to address this. This is not where you're gonna say, "Hey, this is Monique. She's an entrepreneur. She has 3 kids. She lives in D.C. She has this. Her husband's name's Steven. They travel. She loves to travel a lot. She's always traveling." That's not. No, this is different now with the vacation voucher program. All I'm doing is, "Hey, Kim, this is Mr. Motivator, Mr. Satchel. This is Monique. She listened to the whole presentation and she's ready to get a vacation validated." That's it. Now we as the leader, we already know the game. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, and let's say I'm Mr. Satchel, "Hey, Monique, how's it going?" "I'm going great. Listen, let me go ahead and get your vacation validated for you. But while I'm doing that, let me ask you a question. What did you like about the presentation?" Guess what? It works every time. Now Monique's being prospected. She has to answer the question. Why? Because number one, she's waiting for me to validate her vacation. Now guess what? I already got the vacation right here, pulled up. I got it right here. But see, folks, it's again, I want you to understand something. It's the psychology of people. You got to play to how people think. See, that's why we got to do it this way, because people are fickle. People are always trying to find the best way out. They've been inundated with scams and things. So you got to come with them with this way, because if you try to come at them with the way you normally come with them, folks, it's not going to work. It's called the psychology of the prospect. And see, folks, my whole life changed when I understood about the psychology of people. So now I got the vacation of, "Hey, Monique, what did you like about the presentation?" "Man, I got to tell you, that travel, the days where you could save on travel was great." "Really? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, anything else you liked about it?" I mean, I did see, I like, y'all were showing some money. I never expected, I didn't know you could make that much money on travel. Wow, Monique, well, let me tell you something, Monique. Listen, I'm going to tell you my story. I've been with the company for 8 years now. And let me tell you, when I first got into business, the company, I actually came in for the travels just like you did. That's what happened with me. And I actually was, a friend of mine called Aaron Johnson called me up and said, "I got this cruise for $240. It was back in September of 2007. And I said, "A cruise for $240? And I said, "Well, what do I got to do to go on that cruise?" He said, "Well, all you got to do is become a member and you get to go on that cruise." Now, what am I doing, folks? I'm closing Monique on the phone for you. But she's listening because she's waiting for that, what? Vacation voucher, which I have up on the screen. I could have been sent it to her 2 hours ago. But, folks, can you imagine how many people you can enroll in your business? I hope this is helping you out. When you just take that list and all you're going to do is go and give away as many vacations as you possibly can. Again, we got the leaders in place right now. We're doing 2 calls a day. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to cover that Kim asked me to cover is the team spirit. Understand, folks, that we're all a team. Whether, see, Monique, I know Monique very well. I know Preston Scott very well, but they're not in my organization. But we're all on the same team. We're all part of the vacation family. So what do I mean by that? What did Kent want to cover today? What he wanted me to cover was, see, when we're in these webinars right here, folks, I've been told this a long time ago. If you don't need the meeting needs you. Okay? See, if you don't need the meeting, we need you at the meeting to encourage the people that came. And if you don't need the meeting, okay, and if you need the meeting, then you need to be at the meeting. Well, here's what I'm saying. See, if you say, Jamal, I don't need the webinar. I don't have any prospects on. I don't have any prospects tonight. Okay. Well, you still want to come to the webinar. Why? Because Vicky may have a prospect on the phone today on the webinar, and by you coming in and welcoming them, welcome guests, welcome Monique, welcome. That's all you're going to type in welcome. You may just come for the first 5 minutes just to welcome the guests in the webinar. Why? Because tomorrow, when you have a guest on the webinar and Vicky don't have a guest, you're going to want Vicky to come in. Vicky may be an executive. Vicky may have just signed up yesterday. But just because my guest sees Vicky saying hello, my guest now feels the energy in the room. Wow, this is happening. See, I learned this from John Addison. See, he said people want to be a part of something that's moving. Nobody wants to be part of a dead train. I was coaching one of my, and I do coaching in different industries, and I was coaching a client about her team and her company, and I said the problem what you're doing now is there's no energy in the room. Your meetings are dry. Your conference calls are dry, right? You got to get some energy flowing. How do we get energy flowing? So one thing is, when it comes to these webinars, is folks, the interaction right now. Hey, good job, Michelle. Now we all know each other. So we're preaching to the choir right now. But when we go on these webinars, on these prospecting, on these conference calls, the 3 and 9, 30, 7 days a week, just come in every now and then and just welcome people. And you can go away, and if you want to stay there if you have the time to do it, because I would encourage you. It's a learning process, because you should be able to do the webinar tomorrow. Because the faster you learn to do the presentation, not that you're going to be doing it, the better you're going to be equipped with handling your objections, and now you can now do 3 calls. Because see, folks, once you sign up a person on your team, now you become a leader, right? You can't say I'm not a leader. Once you sign up one person, you're now a leader. Okay? I tell people all the time. I was coaching one of my teammates to see. I said, no, you're now a leader now. You now got to text your team in a conference call. Don't rely on me to text your team. Once you sign up that one person, that's why it's called sponsorship. That's why I don't like the word recruit. I like the word sponsorship, because the word sponsor comes out of the word responsibility. See, that's why I understand when people sponsor somebody in the business and then they know where to be found. No, how can if I sponsor you, I am saying I am taking responsibility to see that you become successful in this business. So I never understand when I get the phone calls, Jamal, my sponsor, I can't get a hold of them. Huh? But they sponsored you? That's not a sponsorship. They just recruited you, because they understand what true sponsorship really is. So now, also, our Facebook group. We have our Facebook Creators of Wealth. Okay? When you see somebody say, I want to welcome John to the team, whether you know who John is, whether you know the person who signed him up, it takes 2 seconds just to go and type in welcome. Man, I want us to get to the point, guys, where that person has like 20. I don't care if they have 5,000 welcome to the team. Do you know what that does to your new business partner? You know what that does to your prospect that's in the room? And you got when somebody comes in, and I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say, if I'm Vicky and I say June is my guest, I'm gonna say, hey guys, welcome June, my guest, to the call tonight. I want all 40 of you to say, welcome. Let's practice this. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna type it in. Right, watch this. We're gonna practice this right now. Okay, here we go. I'm Jamal, and let's say, all right, June, you don't say anything. Here we go. Watch. Hold on, y'all. Don't type anything. Nobody type anything. Everyone, welcome my guest, June, to the webinar tonight. Now, everybody say, hi, June. Welcome, June. Everybody type it in. Right. Now, June, look at this, June. How you feeling right now, June? Look at this. Welcome, June. June. Welcome, June. Look at that. Look. How do you feel, June? How does June, you're a guest. How do you feel right now? Folks, I'm showing you a principle. It's called energy. June now feels comfortable. June just let down some of her walls. Some of her guards just came down. Because she might have thought, what in the world is this? What in the heck you got me getting onto? But now all of a sudden, wow, people are friendly. And when people feel friendly, when they feel welcome, guess what? The guard comes down. When people can laugh, the more you make them laugh, the guard comes down. So folks, we are a team here. So let's get out of the mentality that if did I sponsor you? Did I sponsor Preston? Well, I'm not going to count it welcome because I didn't sponsor Preston. No. Because again, it's called the law of reciprocity. Okay? What you do for one, it will come back to you. The word says, as long as the earth remains, it will be seed time and harvest. So the seeds that you sow will give birth one day for you. So what you make happen for Preston, guess what? Now Preston feels empowered that I can call Preston. And Preston will tell you, we're not in the same lineage, but we do three-way calls for each other. We have. Why? Because if I do for Preston, Preston will be more than happy to do for me. Because guess what? Tomorrow you may need that person. So you be the person that be that. So when you're in that room, somebody coming to the team, the company, man, you send them a nice, some of you put like a little graphic. If you want to get crafty and put a nice, some of you do real nice, you put a little graphic welcome and a little dance and a little emoticon or something like that. Whatever you got to do. Just be in the games. That's part of being in the game. That's part of team spirit. That's part of team participation. Okay? So I hope that I covered enough stuff today. I hope that you guys got something out of this today. I hope that we go out there and I ask folks, who's going to give away the most vacations today? The call at 3 o'clock should be jam-packed. Who's going to give away the most vacations? Guess what, folks? The vacations cost you nothing. Folks, as I said here, it is the easiest recruiting tool that we have right now. And if you feel fearful to call someone on the phone and offer them a free vacation, then you really got to really get some personal development going on in your life. That why don't you feel empowered? Listen, they're getting a free trip. There's no obligation. And you should feel comfortable about your opportunity. The reason why you won't present it because you don't feel comfortable about your opportunity. So what do we got to do to get you to feel comfortable? That's important. The reason why you won't call everybody on your list for a free trip because you don't feel comfortable about your opportunity, and you should feel comfortable about your opportunity. Build your belief system. That's why you got to go to the events. That's why you go to the meetings. That's why you call your upline leader on a daily basis so you can get comfortable and feel confident that you're in the right opportunity. That you can now call Arthur. You can now call Shirley. You can call whoever on your phone, and you go down your list and say, hey, would you like a complimentary 3-day, 2-night getaway for 2 people, for you and your wife? Y'all want to go to Vegas? I got you. Girl, all you got to do, this is so simple. I'll tell them, listen, girl, just get on the call. Listen, there's no obligation. Timeshare does it all day long. At the end of this meeting presentation, I'm going to look for you. I saw all the time with my clients. I'm looking for a yes or no answer at the end of this presentation. And you know how many sales I would get? Because they will let all their guards down when I tell them, listen, I'm going to give you a presentation for 90 minutes. I'm looking for 2 answers, a yes or no. And what the couple would do is they would now, I can watch their guards come down. Now they want to tell me everything about their lives. And guess what? Those are the ones that end up saying yes at the end. Because they I got them to let their guards down in the beginning, and now they're listening intently. Because they know they might have said we're gonna be in this thing, and we like Jamal now because he already told us we're gonna say no at the end of the presentation. Now they tell me, well, we're probably not going to buy, but we're going to listen. We appreciate you telling us that. I'm happy. I like that. See, so anyone have any questions? About 2 minutes. We got any questions? And I want to play this video. Watch it about the law of momentum by John Maxwell. Anyone have any questions? Yes, this is recorded, so this will be up. We will get this up on the Creators of Wealth website, so this can be replayed again. This will be, and we'll get it up into the website as well. You're welcome, Monique. Could you please email out the detailed flyer for the vacations? We're actually getting a flyer. I spoke to campus we're getting a flyer for it. I'm glad you asked that. We are getting a flyer done as we speak for the vacation to promote the vacations, where you can now put this on your Facebook page. So I'm glad you asked that. I think it was Sean. We are getting a flyer done for that reason. We are getting a flyer done. Thank you for that. Was a very great question. We are getting a flyer done, guys. The question was asked, do we have a flyer presenting a vacation app to get away to free vacations? We are getting a flyer done that you can use upon your Facebook page or text people, whatever, about the complimentary vacation. Awesome. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. All right, let me stop the recording. And if you are still around, you can